Hi guys! It's Yen here once again. Welcome sa aking channel. If you are new here, welcome sa aking channel. Please don't forget to subscribe. Hit the notification bell para notified ka pag may bago akong upload. So, without further much ado, intro muna. I wanna hear you sing it. Hey, mama, don't stress your mind. We coming. So, before we go ahead with today's vlog, let me take this opportunity to say thank you to Sis Peachy Aceron for featuring me in her blog. Ilalagay ko po dito yung Facebook page niya. Please kindly support her, guys. She's a very good blogger as well, and she has featured a lot of bloggers as well sa kanyang Facebook page. So yeah, ayun guys. So don't forget, and thank you Sis Peachy Aceron. Hindi ko po inaasahan na you will feature me in one of your blog. And also, to those nurses na nag-message sa akin, who suggested contents, at kung ano-ano pa, maraming salamat. Magtitake ng RCSI exam who are coming to Ireland in the next couple of months. Alam nyo kung sino kayo guys, so I won't mention your names. I wish you all the luck, guys, and I think you got this, and I hope to see you in Ireland in the near future. As you can see in the title, guys, so I'll be talking about the difference of working in the public sector and in the private sector. Disclaimer, bago niyo ako i-bash, I have done my research. I have asked inputs sa aking mga amiga, mga mamos, alam niyo kung sino kayo, who have the experience of working in both public and private sectors. And if you are also a nurse in Ireland, feel free, you are welcome to leave your comments down in the description box if may gusto kayong i-add, kasi this is for all those nurses who are in the Philippines or who are already abroad in other countries who wanted to come and work in Ireland. So, para lang may idea sila kung saan mas magandang magtrabaho. So, kindly please help me, guys. Okay? So, number one on the list is of course the salary, guys. Ito yung pinaka main talaga kung ano ba ang magiging diferensya if you are working in the private sector, gaano ba kalaki ang diferensya ng sahod mo sa private at saka sa public sector. As you all know, the pay scale for nurses in Ireland is regulated by the government, and especially yung HSE is approved by the Department of Health, whereas yung private sector, of course, they are owned by private people, so they have their own pay scale. So pero, yung offer ng private sector is based pa rin sa years of experience mo, kagaya ng offer usually sa salary mo sa HSE, guys. So, hindi siya nagkakalayo. Kung may diferensya man, hindi nagkakalayo. Dito lang tayo, siguro, ang masasabi ko lang, ang pinaka major na diferensya, whereas yung incremental rate ninyo sa HSC, which is according to my mga amigas, it's annual, yung incremental rate ninyo, depending yung band ninyo kung when you join the pay scale. Whereas sa private sector, guys, hindi siya mostly hindi siya annually or yearly yung increment mo. It depends on your appraisals, guys. At saka depende din sa budget ng private hospital kung may budget ba sila that year for to increase the salaries of their employees. So, yun ang pinaka major difference, I think, guys, when it comes to salary. So, again, uulitin ko, salary-wise, ang diferensya, hindi siya nalalayo. Kasi usually, yung magiging offer naman ng mga hospital is based pa rin ng inyong experience, and it is regulated by the government. Ang diferensya lang, pinaka main diferensya is the increment. Especially in the HSA, automatic yan, guys. It's yearly or annually yung incremental rate ninyo. Whereas private sectors, depende yan sa appraisal mo. If they are going to do the appraisal yearly, depende yan sa private institution. At then, depende din sa kung may budget sila that year for increment. Okay, so if you have more questions on the salary, guys, feel free to check the hsc.ie for pay scale or inmo.ie for pay scale for you to have a elaborate explanation or information about that, guys. Okay, so the next one is of course the workload. So maraming nagtatanong sa akin, at the end, is the workload in the private sector or in the public sector mas mas ano ba, mahirap ba? So, ito yun ang take ko yan, guys. Kasi, maraming private hospitals, maraming private clinics din dito sa Ireland. So, depende kung aling private hospital ka mag-work. Kung tertiary siya, specialized hospital, so you'll be, you'll be expecting, yung workload at level ng stress mo rin is medyo mataas din. Pero ang HSC, especially if you're working in the big hospitals, specialized hospitals, regional hospitals, automatic yan guys na marami talaga kayong pasyente. So yung patient nurse ratio ninyo is of course mas marami sa public hospital compared if you are working in the private hospital. So mas less yung workload mo, especially if you are only working in a clinic, in a small clinic, wherein like day cases lang tinitreat ng hospital niyo, and as well depende din sa services na ino-offer ng inyong hospital. Mostly yung mga public hospital natin dito, they offer A&E guys, labor and delivery, may dialysis unit sila, may cancer unit, so and they have medical wards as well. So obviously, so you cater most of the patients out there. So you'll be expecting busy talaga guys. Whereas sa private hospitals, hindi lahat ng private hospitals will have A&E, will have labor and delivery. So let's say kung specific lang yung hospital nyo is only for day surgical cases, day cases lang. So depende ang patient ratio ninyo, depende yan kung marami kayong operahan that day or less lang. So ganon guys. So workload wise, kung private sector ka, kung small private hospital, patient ratio is hindi ganong ka-heavy. So, of course, yung stress level mo rin is hindi din ganong kataas compared kung dito ka sa public sector. Automatic yan, guys, kasi most of the public hospital, again, nauulitin ko, they have services like A&E and so on and so forth. So, you're expecting na busy talaga kayo, guys. Ayan. So, now, pension scheme. Ito yung, the pension scheme in HSC is one of the best in the country. I'm telling you guys. Even if you pay pension levy, but still, when you retire by the age of 67, 68, you will be like enjoying your pension. Sa public sector yun guys. But dito sa private sector, mostly ha, hindi lahat, private hospitals, they don't give pension scheme sa kanilang mga employees. Some hospitals will give, they will pay like, let's say, you contribute 100 euro per month from your salary. Tatapatan niya ng employer mo guys, ng 100 din. So in total, you have a total 200 contribution. But hindi lahat, again ulitin ko, hindi lahat ng private sector may pension scheme. The next thing that I am going to mention is health insurance. So, automatic guys, if you are working in the HSC, wala kayong health insurance. Whereas sa private hospitals, some private hospitals, hindi lahat, again, uulitin ko, they offer as well health insurance. Hindi fully cover yung health insurance ng buong taon ng isang employee. Some of them will pay 50%, so which is malaking tulong na rin, whereas sa public sector, ulitin ko, walang health insurance guys. And then next is the annual leave. Annual leave is pareho lang if you work full-time both sa private sector at saka sa public sector. So pareho lang yung entitlement nyo guys. And then next is the sick leave. Ito. So, if you are working in the HSC or any public hospitals, public sectors, automatic, if you call in sick, with pay yun, guys. Whereas, dito sa private sectors, I don't know kung sa ibang hospital is like after 2 days bayad ka na. But some hospital is after 3 days pa, guys, saka pa lang with pay yung sick leave mo and the rest of the succeeding days. Whereas sa public sector, automatic na guys. So, when you call in sick, bayad na yon. Okay? So, klaro sa atin yun guys. And then, another leave entitlement. So, it's almost the same actually guys. So, sa both public and, kati yung ilong ko. Both public and private sectors, we have other leave entitlements as well as the same like maternity leave, paternity leave, carer's leave, compassionate leave. Magkakadiferensya lang siguro sa magiging contribution ng especially sa maternity leave, kung ilang porsyento lang ang i-cover ng iyong employer, especially sa private hospital ka, some of the employer will only cover 80%. And then, and the rest is like, will be given by the social welfare, kung saan nanggagaling ang inyong PRSI contribution, guys. So, ayun. So, and then, some, and in the I don't know if it's meron pa ba nito, but in the previous years sa HSC they offer career breaks, guys. So like let's say you have been working the HSC for the last 5 years or 10 years and you wanted to have a career break for a year. So pwede kang mag-leave ng 1 year pero without pay naman na yun, guys, and you can always like come back. Whereas sa private sectors walang career break, it's either like you resign and leave the place, that's all. Sa alam ko lang, so I don't know kasi maraming private hospitals naman sa Ireland, so I don't know. Sa mga nagbigay lang ng input sa akin itong binibigay ko sa inyo na um, information, guys, okay? And then, what else? Trainings. Let's say, sa HSC, you have more trainings as well, guys, na funded na ng Department of Health or HSC as well. Whereas sa private sector, like both public and both public and private hospitals, may mga in-house trainings. But if you are going for a special like training or further education, it's already funded by your HSC or Department of Health. Whereas sa private sector, kung hindi in-house ang training ang gusto mong atinan, sometimes you really have to pay yourself for the training. And then they will only give you like a day off maybe that day, or we call it a study leave. So you have, pero with pay naman yun, guys. But you still have, kung wala kang sponsor, walang magbabayad sa'yo, you have to pay. And then, they might pay for your transport, maybe for your ticket going through the place kung saan yung seminar or symposium, and for your petrol, but for the entrance fee, usually you will pay that one. All right? So and then there are some other benefits that that is mentioned from the private sector as well. So some hospitals, they will give you free meals while you are working, or some others they will give you only 20% discount as a staff discount sa cafeteria if you're going to buy something. And then another benefits is like you will get a free x-ray and ultrasound yourself, and including your husband and your child, so immediate. If for extended family, some maybe 50% depending. And then if your health insurance, kunyari na hospital ka sa sarili mong hospital, and then your health insurance may excess pay na let's say 150 euro, some hospitals will give you a discount of 100 euro, so you only pay 50 euro upfront, guys. And then another benefits is mentioned for Christmas. Some hospitals, the private hospitals, will give you like 200 euro gift vouchers as a Christmas, like a somewhat Christmas bonus, whereas in HSC you will not get such thing. And then and another thing is flexibility. I have heard only stories sa public sectors, hindi ganun sila ka-flexible when it comes to working hours, guys. And whereas compared to sa private sectors, kasi kukonti nga lang staff, kukonti ang pasyente, and then some hospitals pa nga will close during Christmas week. Kung elective day surgery lang, kasi of course mga doctor din gusto mag-holiday, so you will get your Christmas break talaga, guys. And then it's easy when you request for a day off or for a leave or for an annual leave if you are working in the private sector, kung hindi malaking private hospitals, okay, kung maliit lang, so more flexible sila. Or if you wanted to work only 3 times a week or 2 times a week, so I think they are more like kinikater nila ito, yung pangangailangan din ng staff. As opposed to the public sector, kailangan mo talagang ipaglaban, guys. I have heard stories from my friends na kailangan nilang ipaglaban na to give up their weekends, to give up their own call, or gusto nilang lumipat sa area na hindi ganong katoxic. So, and this will take really like months or even a year, guys. So, like, yun lang ang isa din sa disadvantage. The last thing that I need to mention, guys, is work stability. if you are working the HSC, automatic na yan guys. After your evaluation, you will have a permanent contract. Correct me if I am wrong. Please comment down below. And for the private sector, after your 6 months, you'll get also your permanent contract guys. But however, kung malugi yung hospital guys, there is a tendency na mawalan ka ng trabaho. Whereas in the public sector, hindi naman malulugi talaga ang gobyerno. There's always a budget for that. So, hindi ka mawawalan. So, stability-wise, may job stability ka if you are working the HSC. And then, yun lang ang isang ano din sa private sector. I guess to sum it up, if you are a young nurse and craving for more experience and you wanted to go up in the ladder and you wanted like yung ma-stimulate ka so with your skills and you want to learn more, so I think you go to work in the public sector guys. And then if you are like experienced nurse na siguro and you have worked like more than 20 years and you wanted more flexibility, gusto mo ng balance between life and work and you wanted more like day off siguro, I guess you go and work in the private sectors, guys. So, and then, kasi yung salary-wise, almost the same lang naman, and benefit-wise, hindi ganun ka, ang diferensya. So, I guess sana may natutunan na naman kayo uli, galing sa akin. So, if you have more questions, guys, feel free. And, if you are a nurse in Ireland, feel free to leave your comments para makatulong sa ating nurses, Filipino nurses na nasa ibang bansa, guys. So, you are more than welcome. Okay? So, let's just spread the love and help each other. Para lang din naman sa ating mga Pinoy to. So, I guess, that's it for now, guys. So, if you do like this video, please thumbs up. Please subscribe if you haven't already. And I hope to see you in my next. Have a lovely day. Bye!